Hey guys, what's going on? I am Hunter. Thanks for tuning in for another broadcast. This is going to be a 1 versus 1 from the IEM tournament. There have been a whole bunch of replays released from the group stages of this tournament, and I believe the quarterfinals are airing tomorrow, and of course there's going to be, semifinals and finals, and I want to cast a lot of games from this tournament. There are a lot of hardcore Korean players, just the best players from Korea, from Europe, and our good friend Greg Fields, aka the Kraken, Idra, spawning down here at the bottom right position of Shakura's Plateau. Idra, of course, representing the United States, although he did spend quite a few years playing in Korea, playing Starcraft 1 with CJ Entis and competing in all the recent GSL tournaments. Idra's moved back home, though. He's going to be back in the States, but he wants to compete in lots of these different tournaments. So this is, once again, tournament matchup, best of 3. Idra's opponent, none other than Startail AcE, one of the top Korean pro gamers from, of course, the team Startail. They did very well in the recent GSL Team League. I believe they came second place in the Team League, unless I'm just having like a complete brain meltdown right now. I believe they did come second, so it's pretty impressive. AcE is going to be the Protoss player, blue Protoss at the bottom left position, so it's going to be a pretty good 1 versus 1. I hope. I have not seen this replay, but I do want to do some casting of these different games, so I hope it's a good game and enjoyable for you guys listening and myself as well. Spawning pool going down first, followed up by a extractor, of course, for Idra. Idra not favoring a very macro-intensive build. He's not going hatchery first, even though it is Shakura's Plateau. Lots of Zerg players like to go hatchery first on this map. The rush distance is actually pretty long, although Protoss players and even Terran players sort of have the option, when they're going up against Zerg, to take out the back rocks, move down the little smiley face expansion, and move right into Idra's base in this case. I mean, it does take a little while to take out the 2 sets of destructible rocks, but it does make for a shorter attack path. We'll see if AcE chooses to use that. Nexus first here from AcE, so AcE definitely not going with any kind of aggressive build at all. He's going to want to secure a second base as quick as possible, while at the same time delaying Idra's second base. As you can see, this probe could have actually delayed the hatchery for a little bit longer if AcE had slightly better control. But now that there's Zerglings out, this probe is going to want to escape as quick as possible. But, he really did do his job, and he did delay this hatchery for quite some time. So, of course, spawning pool first, metabolic boost on the way, and Idra actually continuing to mine gas. Lots of players take the workers off gas. And Idra actually is. So you know what? He mined 72 more Vespian gas than he had wanted to. But hopefully that's not going to be a huge catastrophe for Idra. Complete wall off as well, as you can see here with the Forge Gateway and Cybernetics Core, along with the Photon Cannon. This is a Zergling tight wall off for sure, as these Zerglings still chasing around that probe finally do take it out. That probe, unfortunately, had no opportunity to get back into his base, of course, with this wall off. I'm wondering what kind of build AcE is going to go for. Currently mining off of 2 gas. I want to keep an eye on the income tab. We can see that the probe count for AcE really starting to surpass Idra's count. He's about, he's got, wow, actually 7 or 8 more workers than Idra, which is not where you want to be as a Zerg player. So Idra actually might be looking to maybe close this out early, because as you're a Zerg player in a ZvP, you can't just sit idly by while your Protoss opponent has 2 bases. You can't sit on 2 bases. You either have to pressure your opponent, you have to attack, you have to try to breach this wall off, or in Idra's case, maybe take down the destructible rocks at the back door. It's good that AcE has a pylon here so that he can spot the destructible rocks in case they start to get attacked, and it looks like they probably will shortly, as we have lots of roaches coming out. We can see Idra not producing any more drones. Well, he's got 1 on the production tab now, but that's the first drone Idra's produced in the past like 2 or 3 minutes or so. Lots of attacking units, so Idra definitely wants to put some pressure on AcE. As I mentioned before, you can't just let a Protoss player expand, sort of fast expand freely. Stargate has arrived as well, and there's going to be a Void Ray out, which is going to be really annoying to deal with as Idra, because he really doesn't have any anti-air whatsoever, so sort of his time in the Protoss base is definitely going to be limited. These destructible rocks are going to get taken out, but there is going to be a Void Ray, and the Void Ray is going to want to target the roaches. You can charge up the prismatic beam on roaches. You can't charge it up on Zerglings because Zerglings don't have enough hit points. But we can see the roaches moving in. Their time is limited. They're going to want to do as much damage as possible. It looks like AcE is going to be forced to sack his main base. That Nexus is probably going to get taken out. But with a couple of sentries in play, AcE is actually going to be able to continue to force field. How much energy does he have? Oh, just one more force field. Only a couple of roaches make their way down. But these Void Rays are just going to be so annoying. There's literally nothing Idra can do about the Void Rays at this stage. So Idra just wants to do as much damage as possible. The roaches get taken out down at the natural. Idra has taken out the main base. So, you know what? Idra has done some pretty significant damage. If we take a look at the units lost tab, it's actually very close. Less than 400 minerals. Resources, rather. Minerals wouldn't be correct, but resources lost. So Idra's lost just a little bit more on the units lost tab. But, I mean, AcE lost a Nexus, so, I mean, Idra's going to be on 2 bases. And for the next little while, AcE is going to be stuck on 1. These Speedlings are going to get denied from continued use of these force fields. Void Rays as well, moving towards the Zerg base, as well as a Phoenix that's out as well, going to be sniping as many Overlords as possible. Getting a Phoenix out is always good to complement your Void Rays. Now, Lair Tech is going to be popping any second now. We've got 3 Queens to defend. The air units for AcE going to make their way over to the natural base and just continuing to harass, take out Overlords. Only 3 supply left to build additional units. 2 more Overlords on the way, trying to compensate for all these Overlords that have been taken out. 1 Queen does get lifted. The Graviton Beam of the Phoenix, very useful in this situation. Of course, taking a Queen out of the equation, that's a lot less DPS for these anti-air units, the only anti-air units. And Idra's trying his best to pump out as many Queens as possible, but I believe that there was only 1 Void Ray lost for AcE, and now Idra has lost about 4 Queens. The Hydra Den almost done as well, and once the Hydras are out, it really is going to be the end for AcE's harassment here. Let's take a look at the income tab. Pretty close on the harvester count. Now Idra has pulled ahead. So in the early game and early mid game, Idra was behind on the income tab, but now he's ahead by about 4 harvesters. Continuing to lose Overlords though. And do we have Hydras yet? Yeah, he's got 4 Hydras on the production tab. So let's see how much damage these Hydras can do to the air units. This poor Queen. Oh, it does manage to drop, but 1 more Graviton Beam is going to take out that Queen. So many Queens lost now. Hydralisk venturing out alone, not a safe bet versus this many Phoenix, along with a Void Ray as well. Is this Void Ray going to get taken out? Yes. Void Ray's very expensive units, and now that there are a couple of Hydras along with a Queen, it looks like that's going to be the end of the harassment. Once again, units lost tab. Now Idra has lost a lot more units than AcE, but Idra's still in a pretty good position. Although Colossus are going to be on the way as well, I can see on the production tab. And this many Phoenix lifting up all these Hydras. Phoenix do a lot of damage versus Hydras. Of course, Hydras are light units, and Phoenix do a damage bonus to light units. Yeah, so just pretty effective harassment overall, and very good map control. We can see on the vision of AcE, having Phoenix, no matter what you're using them for, at the very least, they're going to give you excellent map control. You can always see what your opponent's up to. Very good against Zerg for sniping Overlords. And of course, with a recent buff, you can get Phoenix out very quickly. Although, we're not actually seeing any more Phoenix on the way. 1 Colossus coming up along with the, what do you call it, the Thermal Lance upgrade, which is god, one of the best upgrades in the game for the Colossus. Upping the range of the Colossus from 6 to 9 is a pretty huge deal. So yeah, that upgrade going to be done any second, and it looks like AcE is actually going to be going for a counter attack here. Well, maybe I shouldn't call it a counter attack, more of just a timing push, unless AcE is going to go for another base. He's putting a pylon down here. Could just be a proxy pylon to warp in additional units, or he could actually be looking to take this smiley face expansion. We'll just have to wait and see. Lucky for AcE, the destructible rocks already out of the way. Idra took those out of the, took them off the map quite a while ago, and this is looking to be a very scary push. Is Idra going to have enough Hydras to deal with it? We're just going to have to wait and see as this menacing Protoss ball of death just looming outside. Ooh, oh man, a quick GG. Idra knows though, you know, I mean he knows, and you know, for honor, he just GG's out of there, doesn't even engage. And yeah, for us, the viewers, it'd be nice to see a big bloody massacre battle, but, you know, this is Greg Fields, Idra for you. So, hope you guys enjoyed this game. It was an interesting one. I don't know if I'll upload it to my main channel or my secondary channel, but look forward to more casts. I'm going to be doing more casting tonight. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.